I'm with Eddie Short, who's the editor of Pro Mobile magazine, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Eddie, you're the only magazine, printed magazine, that you can actually hold in your hands and write for mobile DJs in the UK.
That's right, yeah. And as far as I'm aware, actually, we're the only one in the world. Mobile Beat have stopped printing their magazine, and so the only physical magazine targeted at mobile DJs is Pro Mobile.
Do you foresee a time when you might go the same way as Mobile Beat and become digital only?
I really hope not. I think there's a place for printed magazines still. I think from the conversations that I have with readers, people like to have the printed magazine. They put it in their laptop bag when they go out and they read it at gigs, on the train. Digital certainly has a place, and we've just launched an app, so you can now get Pro Mobile on an app on your iPhone or tablet, but I still think that there is really a place for printed magazines, and hopefully always will be. So we have no plans to end print.
Fantastic. As a Mobile Beat subscriber, I have to say I haven't read the latest issues because I just haven't got the physical paper, so that's really good to hear. You've been involved in BPM, this big, huge, massive thing that we're at the moment. This year you've sort of stepped aside a little bit. Would you like to talk to me a little bit about BPM, your involvement with it at the beginning, and why it is you've sort of stepped aside this year?
Yeah, of course. So I set up BPM in 2007 along with Mark Walsh, because there wasn't an event for DJs at that time. And it's grown and grown and grown. And after last year's show, I just felt that it was time for a change. And I've got two very young boys. My second boy was born just after last year's show, and felt I needed to have a little bit more family time, and also to be able to focus on the magazine. I launched the magazine in 2003, and still have a passion for it, and feel that it needs a bit of dedication. So I'm still around the show, but have taken a big step back, and Mark is running with the show and has a great team who organise the show and have done a fantastic job this year.
On that note, you haven't exactly been lazy in the last year with Pro Mobile. We've seen a number of new initiatives, one of which, of course, is, as the sign over here indicates, you've launched a Pro Mobile podcast. Tell me a little bit about that and what the thinking behind launching it was.
So, two things really. I over the last 13 years that I've run Pro Mobile, I have lots of conversations with DJs and people from the industry, kind of not off the record, but just personal conversations that I find really interesting, to find people's stories, how they became a DJ, how their career progressed as a DJ. And I thought it'd be good to be able to share those. We do it in the magazine, we profile DJs, but actually hearing people tell their stories themselves in their own voice, I find really interesting, so I thought other people probably would. And we launched the podcast in March. We've done 6 or 7 so far, and the feedback's been really good. I think people do enjoy hearing those stories. I've interviewed some people who are well known and a few people who are less well known, but I think they're all everybody has an interesting story as a DJ, and useful things to say that can help other DJs in their career wherever they are, whether they're brand new or have been doing it for decades.
Okay, and you've gone digital this year as well with the app which you just mentioned. How do you see things growing over the next year?
We're just going to keep doing what we're doing, really. Keep doing the podcast, keep doing the magazine, and just always looking for ways of producing a magazine that DJs want to read. So anybody with any ideas, do get in touch.
For those who aren't familiar with the magazine, it's not a magazine you buy in WH Smith's. I think members of the National Association of DJs, as part of their membership fee, get some kind of automatic subscription. However, for those viewers who aren't members of the National Association DJs, how can they have a look at the magazine and subscribe to it?
So yeah, anybody who's a NA DJ member gets a subscription as part of their membership. The same with the CEDA, Southeastern Disco Association. Anybody who's a full member of that gets a subscription as part of their membership. Anybody who isn't, firstly, if you've never seen Pro Mobile, we'd love to give you one on us to try it out. So if you go to our website, which is promobile.org.uk, there's a link for requesting a free sample, and we'll post you out a free copy to take a look at. And then after that, it's £12 for a year subscription. We mail one out every 2 months, and then you can also get the copy on the app to read it digitally as well.
Excellent. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll post a link to the site below. Thanks a lot for your time, Eddie. Really appreciate it, and congratulations on the magazine. It's a bit of a desert out there where mobile DJs are concerned, and it's great to have a magazine that actually caters for mobile DJs as opposed to bedroom mixers and club DJs. So, on behalf of the community, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ian. Good to talk to you.
Cheers.